And go live. 75 people waiting and only 25 likes. That's all I was waiting for, 25 likes to get the stream started. It's a new requirement of YouTube. So unless you can get 25 likes, you can no longer live stream. Yikes. All right, how's everyone doing? Welcome to the Monday Night Live stream. Thank you for waiting patiently. Had some issues with my chair, so I had to get that squared away the last couple minutes. And yeah, we're gonna just jump right in. Hopefully you guys got some questions, and I don't know if I'll be able to answer them, but there's a lot of excellent, awesome people in chat that should be able to get your questions answered. Starting off well already. Oh man, I gotta tell you, I was not expecting 5 o'clock to come so quick today. It's very nice out. I was outside screwing around with my ponds, and the next thing I knew, it was like 4:45. So, yep, that's why I'm a little bit late, in all honesty. I had to move my chair back in here because I didn't move it out for the weekend. I had a guest, I had a nephew stay with me this weekend, and so, yeah, just had to move some stuff around to make room. Told you, a dog's hogging the chair. No, I just forgot to move it back in here. Don't worry, Bob. I watched the ad again. Thank you, Curtis Schindler, for doing your part. I appreciate it, as always. And, oh yeah, also, if you haven't shared, please share out the stream. If you got somewhere to share it to, I would appreciate it. Thank you, Candy, for sharing the stream a couple minutes ago. And, yeah, I appreciate all shares. It means a lot. Get people in here. Makes it funner. More fun. And just gotta get my chat back up here. All right. DHL found my lost CO2 diffuser. Whew. Wow, thanks. What? YouTube set subtitles on? I guess they think Bob is hard to understand. This has been happening recently. I don't know if it's new to YouTube or new to my channel, but real-time subtitles have been on my channel now for a couple weeks. So I'm pretty excited about that. Hopefully they know what I'm saying. It's always interesting going back and rewatching and looking at subtitles, especially like the last hour of the stream, when I start to like stutter and lisp. It can get interesting what they think I'm saying. But what am I gonna do? It's definitely worth having the closed caption on because a lot of people listen with no sound or watch with no sound. But anyways, I did see a fish question already. I got to scroll back up here. John's Fish in Michigan says, just bought 20 peacock gudgeons. I'm starting a colony. That's a great way to start a colony with 20. Man, I could have swore I saw a fish question in here. All the way up here. Question from, I can't read the name, Adria, I think. My bronze Cory fry just hatched last Tuesday. When are they big enough to eat live BBS? This is the longest I've gotten them to live. I don't want to mess it up. All right. So, basically, I would be curious if, I've never fed live baby brine to Corydoras fry. But I'm curious if they would actually chase around baby brine shrimp. I'm sure they would. But I feel like eggs are probably a better bet since they just kind of scavenge around the bottom. But maybe someone can chime in because I've actually never done brine shrimp ever. Never have I ever raised brine shrimp. I've always done like micro worms, vinegar eels. I started doing that recently because they're super easy. Those are kind of my two go-to live foods. I love how captions always change auto sync-less to auto sync less. Nice. Curtis linking the Get Outdoors channel. There will be a new old video being released on that channel. Just a quick hiking day trip up into the mountains. No camping, but still outdoor related. That Jimmy and I went on. Last year, I think, and yeah, I made a video of it, so it's not like super sweet editing or anything, but it's still pretty enjoyable, I think. So that'll be getting released soon. Snail Team 6, again, one of the best names. Need advice. Gonna trim the moss in my shrimp tank. Best way to make sure I don't throw out baby shrimp. So when I do it, shrimp don't like being, how should I name it? I don't know. I don't know where I was going with that. But basically, I always like run my hands through the moss and try to scare out any shrimp that I can, whether it's moss or plants, basically anything. For me, my thing is duckweed. They always hang out underneath, upside down on the duckweed. And when I go to remove it, I just kind of like splash it around a little bit. Not too much, because then the duckweed, goes down into the plants. But I just kind of wrestle it around a little bit, rustle it up, if you will, and hopefully try to scare everything out. And then I'll either clip it or, in my case, remove it with a net. Joe says, I read pea puffs will eat flightless fruit flies. They do not, and the flies have escaped. I will tell you what loves fruit flies, hatchet fish. If you have hatchet fish, I would highly recommend getting, it's maybe not something to do all the time, but you can get a culture of wingless fruit flies, and they'll go nuts for them. It's super awesome. I miss having hatchet fish. I want to do them again. And yeah, you have to go to like a reptile store. I don't know of any, I've never seen fruit fly cultures at a fish store. So you have to go to a reptile store. But it's pretty fun. The cultures last quite a while. You don't have to feed them. If you want to like raise them, then you have to do some maintenance and create new cultures. But it's like $12 for like the cultures last like 4 weeks. 4 to 6 weeks, sometimes longer. It's pretty awesome. Crystal D brings up an excellent question. It says, a mono shrimp can cohabitate with cherry shrimp, no problem, right? Wrong, actually. Actually wrong. So can they cohabitate? Yes. But there are many instances of a mono shrimp attacking and killing cherry shrimp, especially baby cherry shrimp. Adults, not so much, but they will definitely, it's not like 100% of the time. It's not like they're just out to get blood, right? If you're feeding them well, keeping them nice and fat, then they're probably not going to bother with cherry shrimp. But if they get hungry enough, they will absolutely kill cherry shrimp for sure. Ember tetras with angels, or are they too small? Curtis, the only angel fish that I would keep ember tetras with are Leopoldi angels. Any other angel I feel like is just going to get too big and possibly cause issues. Like I've said many times, I've seen an angelfish take down like a full-grown mono shrimp, which we made it 15 minutes, buddy. 15 minutes. Oh, thanks. I've seen angelfish take down full-grown monos, so they can definitely take down ember tetras if they want to. But Leopoldis, they stay pretty small, and it might work out. Monos can be spicy and will chase small fish too. Been doing okay with mine though. Yeah, it's monos. I've kept monos with lots of things, smaller nano fish, cherry shrimp, and most of the time they do okay, but there are occasions when they will go after. Don't put Mexican dwarf crayfish with white clouds. They will hunt them. That's interesting. Are you saying the crayfish will hunt white clouds? I'm still jealous that I can't keep those crayfish. I'm pretty sure my Amano shrimp and I'm pretty sure my Amano's shrimp are my cherry shrimp. I believe my Amano shrimp are breeding too. Well, Amano shrimp need brackish water for the fry to survive. Fry for the baby shrimp, shrimplets, whatever you want to call them. He is, Kevin. This happened last week. Why are you talking to yourself? But to be fair, this is his chair every day, all week, except for 2 hours on Monday. So he's probably like, what are you doing in my chair? Huh. Algae eaters for Frontosa tanks. Struggling with what to put in there to help me out with algae that can live in those parameters and live with the stock. Honestly, if I could get some full-grown bristlenose plecos, that's what I would go with. Bristlenose plecos get a lot bigger than people think. Like about 6 inches, but they're also they get really fat and stocky. And while a full-grown Frontosa could definitely kill, I don't know that it would, unless maybe like it was encroaching on a spawn. If it was super hungry, you weren't feeding it that much, something like that. Otherwise, I don't know that Frontosa would go after adult bristlenose plecos. Fish Tank Barn with a $5 super chat. Thank you, Mike. I appreciate it. And I don't know if I congratulated you on 3,000 subscribers. I feel like I did, but just in case I didn't, congratulations, buddy. And he says the dog is back. Yep, and the other dogs are getting rowdy already. Joe Williams says, my bristlenose pleco is turning into a fat boy, and I love it. Yeah, they get pretty chunky, I'm telling you. They get a lot bigger than people think. I see people on the internet and they say, bristlenose plecos, they get like 4 inches. I'm like, no, I've got bristlenose plecos that are way bigger than 4 inches. Way bigger. KG Cichlids, who would know a thing or two about Frontosa, says, yeah, bristlenose works for Frontosa. The only thing to worry about is getting the food to the pleco. There you go. So maybe feed them at night. Probably a good way to do that. Any tips for eliminating bladder snails? I already have 3 assassins. Oh, I lost it. In my 10-gallon shrimp tank. So snail team 6. 1... usually pest snails. I don't consider them pest snails, but other people do. If you start getting overrun with pest snails, it usually means you're feeding too much. The other thing to think about, though, is if you have, and I know you didn't ask about this, but assassin snails will kill shrimp, believe it or not. So I would be very careful about us putting assassin snails with shrimp. Hey Bob, happy Monday. What's your thoughts on Chameleon Whiptail Catfish? I've been this close to buying them. Like this close. I think they're super awesome. I was thinking about getting one for my grandma's tank. I think they're really cool. They're definitely not active. So if you want a fish that's just going to sit there and look cool, that's a good one to do it. Not very active, but they're really cool. And the nice thing is, I mean, like 3 years ago, they were like 3 times the price. So I don't know if there's like some importer, exporter, wholesaler, or if they're, breeding the crap out of them lately, but they've really come down in price by a lot. So they're pretty awesome. I see them every week when I get the list, and it's just like, man, they just keep getting cheaper. It's almost cheap enough for me to buy them. So we'll see. They might end up in the new fish room. I've always wanted them. I think they're super awesome, and they would be a fun breeding project, something new to do. And thank you for the $10 super chat. I appreciate it. The Trey Day Claw says, I noticed algae and it's gone by the next day. Pound bristlenose pleco. There you go. Likes 208 and only 80 likes. What? Only 200 people here? Jeez, I'm failing. Bristlenose or autos? Which do you prefer and why? It just depends, Nathan, on the size of the tank. If I've got a large tank that has lots of algae, I'll go bristlenose. Nothing cleans algae better than a bristlenose pleco. Nothing. If I'm doing like smaller, it also depends on what's in the tank, right? If I've got bigger fish in there that can eat an autosinkless, then I'm not going to do autosinkless. I like to do autosinkless in smaller tanks that maybe 20 gallons or smaller, but I do have a 125 with all nanofish that has a whole school of autosinkless in it. So I think they both definitely have their pros and cons. You got to think of tank size and tank mates. Also, autosinkless generally don't do well in newer tank setups. So if you've had like a tank that's been going on for a while, it's established, it's like a year old, then autosinkless makes more sense. But if your tank is like just a couple months old, then I would go bristlenose. Curtis Schindler with the $1 super chat. Thank you, Curtis. I appreciate it. I got this stream on my recommended and I subscribed to your channel. Maximus the Amazing. That is awesome. Thank you. I appreciate it. I've never heard of this live stream being on recommended, but if that's the case, then that's awesome. Thank you. I got this. Oh, I just read that one. Rubber lip Bulldog Plecos are great. They stay around 4 inches. Yeah, that's a great point. So if you're looking for a smaller algae eating Pleco, rubber lips is the way to go. Autos are quite picky eaters. Yes. Yep. All right. Yanni Lee says, Adolphi Cories or Snow White Cories. I've never heard of Snow White Cories. The only thing I can think of are maybe albino Cories. But I would go Adolphi. Corydoras are one of my favorites. I love those ones. So I would always going to pick those ones. Oh, thanks, Curtis. Every time I got goldfish, they swim. Aaron says, every time I get goldfish, they swim upside down and don't move the next day. Do you know why? Well, my first question would be, what are your water parameters? I would venture a guess that your tank is probably not cycled. You might have ammonia, nitrite. Something's going on with the water chemistry that's killing your fish. What is my favorite rainbow? So my favorite type of rainbow is Radinocentris, and there's a few different color forms of those fish, but they're all the same fish depending on their collection point. So Radinocentris, but as far as like commercially available, my favorites are usually Parkinsoni, Bosemani, and let's see, can I pick a third one? Well, I mean, the yellow rainbow. Herbert Axelrod eyes are amazing. Found like 10 to 15 Bristol nose fry, even one albino. Curtis says, that's always fun finding fry. Bottom Dwellers Aquatics with the $2 super chat says 55-gallon guppy and longfin blue-eyed lemon plecos? Question mark. If you're asking if you can do that, definitely. If you look on my channel, I've got a whole series called Breeding Fish for Profit. And that's exactly what I did. Guppies, plecos, and actually shrimp, all in a 55-gallon. Tease Fish Tanks with the $5 super chat. Thank you, my friend. I appreciate it. It says, keep it up. All right, I'll try. What? Snail Team 6 says, hey, Bob, what fish eat pest snails? Loaches? Yes, loaches. Not all loaches, but most commercially available loaches will. My kid wants them in her 40-gallon. I just want to keep the numbers down. If you can find dwarf chain loaches, they're really good at hunting snails. They're smaller. They're a bit more pricey, usually between 10, 12 bucks. Sometimes cheaper, depending on their size, but they're just a really cool loach. They look cool. They're like zebra striped, kind of. Really cool loach. I would highly check them or recommend them. How many longfin bristlenose plecos in a 55? What's the chat think? How many guppies would you put in a 55? I'll tell you, Bottom Dwellers Aquatics. When I started my 55-gallon, I started with a trio of bushy nose plecos, a reverse trio, so 2 males and 1 female. That's how you want to do bushy nose plecos. I started with 12 guppies and 20 cherry shrimp. And, I mean, that's all it took. Within months, there was just fish and shrimp everywhere. It was ridiculous. What's the hitting the like button before we even know we like what Bob's going to say? Yep. Well, just hit the dislike button, too. One or the other. I don't care which. They both count the same to me. I had my first Episto Vahedi Golds spawned. First saw the fry Easter morning. When do I need to separate the parents from fry so they don't get eaten? So it depends. I would say it depends on what you want to do long term, because cichlids are generally good parents, but it can take a couple spawns for them to figure it out. So you can do it to where if you leave them in there, they might get eaten, and then the next time you leave them in there and they'll get eaten, but maybe on the third time they'll finally figure it out that they're, you know, not supposed to eat them, and don't eat your kids. And then you can just leave them in there. Now, I would recommend removing the male after they hatch and then just letting the female kind of guard them. And then once they're generally big enough to accept crushed flake, that's when I'll move them into like a grow out tank. But like I said, it really depends on how you want to do it. You can remove them immediately, but that's going to require a lot more care. And hey, ooh, you got slobber all over you. Get out of here. You can always take the like back, but better to err on the side of caution and just hit it. Please and thank you. Or, I mean, hit the like and, you know, it's just a matter of time before I'll say something you dislike and then hit the dislike button. It's that easy. No worries. I just get my name out there. What? I have 2 longfin lemons with 2 on the way and want to add like 8 to 10 guppies to my now empty 55 and see what I get. Yeah. I mean, that's the way to do it. You'll have so many guppies in like 3 to 4 months that it won't even matter. Pretty good like to watching ratio. Good job, people. 240 to 116 likes. Yep. Son of Quack, have you compared it to the Chinese algae eater? Oh, let's not talk about that fish. Man. How often do you feed snails? I was feeding a couple algae wafers every day for 3 mystery snails, but caused algae on the glass. Jenny cakes, they're definitely, that could be the issue of the algae. I would feed mystery snails, honestly, probably like once, maybe twice a week, because they're foraging all the time. And, you know, there's microorganisms, little, you know, all over your aquarium that they're going to be foraging on all day long. I'm looking for Bottom Dwellers Aquatics says, I'm looking for some nice guppies. If anyone has any for sale or knows where I can buy some, let me know. Bottom Dwellers Aquatics, I would look at TwinCitiesGuppies.com. Very good guppies there. And it's owned by a gentleman named Kang Lee, who's like the super nicest guy in the world. And if I was closer to my computer, I would link the website, but I'm actually pretty far away from my keyboard. Hey, Bob, any recommendations for a clip-on LED light for a 5.5 gallon to grow low light plants? Honestly, you could just put that by a window and do just fine. You don't need much. I mean, honestly, any $10, $12 clip-on light on Amazon is going to get the job done in a 5-gallon tank, especially if they're low light plants. It's going to be real easy. I recently acquired a Petco stand with built-in filtration at Marineland BioWheel. Do you think if I set it up and clean my sponge filters in the reservoir, that would jumpstart the cycle? Yeah, I mean, you don't have to do it in the reservoir. I would just take your cycle sponge filters and squeeze them out in the tank. That's all it takes. If you put it, it doesn't really matter. If you put it into the reservoir, it's just gonna spit it all out into the tank anyways. So you might as well just do it in the tank. But yeah, it'll definitely jumpstart the cycle for sure. I mean, like instantly cycled. What is my favorite betta? Cichletscape. My favorite betta is Samurai bettas. Samurai. The black and white Samurai bettas. Can I keep Corydoras with bristle nose, Plecos, in a 20-gallon tank? I personally wouldn't keep bristle nose Plecos in a 20-gallon tank unless I was specifically spawning them. I would keep one bristle nose Pleco in a 20-gallon tank, but not multiple. And you can keep Corydoras and Plecos in the same tank. Oh, let me sit up. Oh, hello. Yeah, I'm stupid. I have a 29-gallon fully planted, have 15 ember tetras, 7 autocinkless, 2 stir-by cories, tons of shrimp, but they're the only thing that's reproducing. How can I get the fish to make some babies? Well, ember tetras, stir-by Corydoras, and shrimp are all going to eat fish eggs. There's really nothing you can do. If you want to spawn, you're going to have to remove whatever it is you want to spawn and put them in a different tank so nothing eats their eggs. Unfortunately, just you got almost everything in that tank is going to eat eggs. Multi-Jacker says, hey Bob, what's better, Leopoldi angelfish or Ultim angels? Oh, Leopoldi. All the way, in my opinion. I wouldn't say they're better. I just like them better, if that makes sense. I personally like the look of the Leopoldi, but I don't have a tank for them. I don't have a tank either. So I like Leopoldi angelfish. One, I like the way they look, and I also like that they stay small. So that's just personal preference. Like, there's not one that's better than the other. Favorite floating plant for aquariums? Nathan, my favorite floating plant is red root floaters. To me, nothing else even compares to red root floaters. I love their little flowers. I love if you treat them right, they'll turn red. Most of the time they're going to be green though, so I don't think they're going to be red. But yeah, red root floaters, definitely my favorite. Are you able to trim an Amazon sword plant? So like you can't like cut the leaf in half, but you can definitely trim the stems for sure. However, kept a Bumble Bee Catfish. Yes. How do they compare to Corys? Bumble Bee Catfish. So there's a few different types. There's like one from Africa, and then there's like a South American bumblebee. In my experience, you will never see them. I actually have one right now that I've had for about 4 to 5 years. And the only time I see it is when I change the substrate out. They will burrow in the substrate and you will never see them. So it's not a fish I recommend. They look super cool, and it's nice once a year when I'm either like replanting or doing something with the substrate when I see them. That's the only time I've seen them. I think in the last 4 or 5 years, I've seen them out of the substrate maybe once, just chilling on some plants. And as soon as I walked up to the tank, I was like, oh my gosh, he's out. And then he just zoomed right back in. Do you think you can at least slightly grow something like dwarf sage and sand with root tabs, liquid ferts, and high light? I absolutely think you can grow dwarf sage and sand. I think the issues you're going to come up with is it's just going to grow slower. It's, it'll grow in sand. It just doesn't spread as fast. So no quack, I have best luck with sand and root tabs. How do you save eggs from getting eaten? German blue ram or others? So German blue rams should not be eating their own eggs. So it could be, again, it's a cichlid, and cichlids can sometimes take like 4, 5, even 6 spawns before they figure out that they're not supposed to eat their eggs or fry. So your only options are to remove the eggs after they spawn, or to let them keep spawning, and they will figure it out eventually. I would get Ultim just because of their rarity in Australia. I mean, rarity definitely plays a role in the fish I buy. I'm definitely on the boat of get what other people don't. Whatever the masses have, I want something else. Keegan, what's up, buddy? Good to see you, my friend. I would get Ultim. Just read that one. Have you looked at ones on Get Gills? There's usually a bunch. How do you save eggs? Oh, already got that one. Go here. How about you? Oh, I'm actually going to have to scroll up, see if I missed any questions. Mac Pacific Northwest says, have to fit a 40 breeder in uninsulated garage at a new house. Same climate as Steenfot. Right now it's for cherry shrimp. What other stocking options? I mean, you could do guppies or endlers. They can handle garage temperatures just fine. And it's going to be like 80 degrees this weekend. Holy smokes. It was freezing last weekend when we were at our little camp cookout. It got below freezing, and then this weekend it's going to be 80. I don't know if that makes me happy or sad. And now I got to scroll down because I got a super chat. Let's see. T's Fish Tanks. Steenfot. I was to try breeding some... Wait. If I was to try breeding some of my Tetras, which would you try first? Cardinals or Rummy Nose? Rummy Nose, absolutely. I would always do Rummy Nose over Cardinal. And that's only because I love Rummy Nose Tetras. I do not love Cardinal Tetras. So thank you for the $5 super chat. That is the only reason I would do Rummy Nose, because I like them way more than Cardinal Tetras. One Dirty Platty says, Harlequin rasboras like to lay eggs under broadleaf. Will they lay on almond leaves that are propped up? If it's their only... So anything, there's some barb species that do that. And fish will just spawn wherever they want to spawn. If that's the spot they pick out, then yeah, you could prop up a leaf and they'll spawn under it. If they want. They're kind of sporadic. I got 2 more Panagaras, Bob. That makes 4 for me. I love them. Aren't they awesome? I'm telling you, one of the coolest fish in the hobby are Panagaras. Would Rummy Nose do well with a pair of Apistos? Yes, absolutely. So Apistos are always going to pretty much hang out towards the bottom, like third of your aquarium. Rummy Nose Tetras are always going to be at the top third. Now, I guess maybe if it's like a 20 long, there might be some issues. But if, properly sized tank, not an issue. For my future 300-gallon square tank, I'm looking for a unique centerpiece fish, long flowing fins, 6 to 8 inches max, community and plant friendly. No carp species, although I adore them. If you find something, let me know. Let me know. A 8-inch community friendly, long flowing fins. Let me know. Are bristlenose plecos considered a plant safe? They are plant safe, except when it comes to sword plants. They will eat sword plants. So just keep that in mind. Regina Zen Ginger agrees. I have 6 that I got from Bob. They're with my goldfish, and they are so cute. Oh, you still got them. All right. All right. Do we still got to get you green tiger barbs again? I kind of forgot about that. All right. I gotta have some steak juice. I'm talking too much. Need to wet my whistle. All right. What are some mid-level fish for a better community tank that aren't tetras? Look into rasboras. There's so many different species of rasboras. Like, I don't know. Just look up rasboras. Trust me, they're awesome fish. Can you have autos with yellow labs? I would not. No, I would not do that. My bristle nose does not eat my Amazon sword. No, so again, nothing is like absolute, right? If you're keeping your like, let's say this. If you're dropping like Rapashi and, you got a bristle nose pleco and it's like, there's a sword plant over there or there's some Rapashi over here. I'm going to go eat that Rapashi. Like, it just tastes way better. So, I mean, if you're keeping them fat, healthy, and giving them good food, they can definitely not go after your Amazon swords, but you miss a couple days of feeding, they get a little hungry. Generally, they will go after sword plants. Geophagus Tapajos, perhaps. Oh, I always forget about Geophagus. I don't know why. Geophagus. So, the thing is that they're like a communal fish. So you do need like 6 or 8 of them. I don't remember if you're asking for like one. When I think of like centerpiece fish, I usually think like 1 fish. I guess like 6 or 8 Geophagus would be pretty cool. And kind of like a centerpiece if that fits your definition of a centerpiece fish. I don't know. I never understood centerpiece fish myself. So I don't really know exactly what people mean by that, but like a 10-gallon tank, a betta fish would be a centerpiece fish, or like a dwarf gourami or something, but I don't know. Need to give the steak juice a shake. Can't see the seasoning on the bottom. Can you? Yep. You sure can. I save that for later, right? When it gets about half empty, you shake it up and reintroduce the salt and pepper in there. Yes, I still need green tiger barbs again, and if you could keep an eye out for some albino threadfin acara, you'd really be my hero, but I take the barbs if I can get my hands on them. I might actually put in an order. As stupid as that seems, since I don't have a fish room. Oh, don't make me do it. I did not look at the fish list today, but I'm going to look at it right now. All right. Because there are rainbow shiners, and I feel like if I don't buy them now, then I'm probably not going to be able to get them later. I want to see if they're still available. Oh, they're not available anymore. Okay, well, scratch that. I'm not putting in an order. Dang it. Maybe they're here somewhere and I just don't see them. Queen Botia, Yo-Yo Loach, Hillstream Loach, Borneo Sucker, Gold Laser Cories. That's new. Interesting. Calico Bushy Nose, Royal Farlowella. Interesting. Furloughs Aquatics with a $5 super chat says, hey Bob, hope all is well. Happy Monday. Thank you, Furloughs Aquatics. I appreciate it. Everything is gravy. Doing well. All things considering, I don't think I can complain. Regina Flandy says, hey, big kudos to you, Bob. Handling Corey's 800-gallon. Woof. Woof. It's actually because of that video is why I am on my third steak juice today. I saw that video and I'm like, holy smokes, I have gotten really fat. So this is my third one of these. I am doing a flush or a cleanse of my innards, if you will, and starting on the diet and the workout train, because holy smokes, I was fat. But we'll see how that goes in like a month or two or a couple days if I'm still doing it. Seeple says, has anyone else gotten COVID and been stuck at home for 2 weeks because I'm bored at home? Maybe. I don't know. I was staying at home sounds amazing to me. Use a wide lid or the fancy glass containers to drop your shrimp food into. Suck out leftovers after 2 hours. Feed once daily with leaves and biofilm. They'll be great. Good luck. That's what I like to see. People answering people's questions. Because I don't get them all. All right. Hello, Bob from the East Coast. Flavio. I used to have a friend named Flavio. Hello. Hello to you, too, from the West Coast. I go keto next Monday. Oh, you're going keto tarded, huh? Yeah, I don't know about that. What exactly is steak? Somebody called it steak juice just because it was red. And I don't know. I do eat my steak like pretty rare. So it's always red and bloody. So I don't know. Someone called it steak juice once and I thought it was super funny. So that's what I call it. It's just water, vitamins, and some other stuff to complete the flush. Quote of the day, possibly. What? Oh, my innards. Sneefon Aquatics, hello. Which dwarf rainbows do you like the best? Well, it just so happens my favorite dwarf rainbow is the thumbnail of this live stream. The Pygmaeus, the Pygmy rainbow. Very hard to find. Super hard to find. I think I have 2 females and 1 male currently. And probably not going to be able to get them to spawn, but I'm certainly going to try. And yeah, Pygmaeus. I mean, just look at the thumbnail of this live stream and tell me that that's not a beautiful fish. And if you tell me it's not, I'm going to call you a liar. So there. I'm on a protein-only diet, but I'm also doing carbs. What is that? What does that even mean? I'm doing protein only and carbs. So, you can't say you're doing something, you're only doing something, and then when you're doing something else. Tetras versus Rasboras for a 10-gallon. I'm not really into Ember Tetras, maybe neon green. Well, Son of Quack, if you say neon green rasboras, those are always going to be my pick. Because those fish are super awesome. They look super awesome. And they're just super awesome. Worked for me last time. Lost 200 pounds in 2 months. So we'll see how it goes this time around. 200. Oh, Jesus. 20 pounds in 2 months. Not 200. 20. I know a guy that... made a bet that he could lose 15 pounds in a week, and he did it, which is pretty crazy, with just tomatoes, just eating tomatoes. I was curious about the thumbnail fish, learned something new every day. Yep, multi-hijacker, that is a beautiful photo from Gimbal, Jimmy, Swisky, whatever, and I stole it, and used it for my thumbnail, because it's awesome. Oh, well, different species of Corydoras. Will different species of Corydoras group together, or will they stay in separate groups? Quinn, they will absolutely school together. They prefer to be with their own kind, but they will, they'll all school together. Steven says, hey, better late than never. Yep, definitely. Thanks for stopping by. I appreciate it. Was considering the neon green rasboras as a second shoal to go with chilies as well. Well, they would do well. They would definitely go together. Indoor fishing inside. 5 Pygma DOA is the closest I've gotten to owning them. Yeah, so I ordered 2 dozen of them, and the 3 I have are the 3 that survived shipping and the first couple days. BJ Palmer says, where's Swisky? Maybe at home, although it's pretty nice out, so he might be out doing stuff. I don't know. He's not here, though. I hope no one is losing 200 pounds in 2 months. That would be insane. Kelly Foreman with the $5 super chat says, your live stream is great to listen to while I walk my dog. Thank you. Thank you, Kelly. I appreciate it. Joe, you were reading my mind. The acid in leptins, yikes. Could you do a tank with several different pseudomugil species? I'd love a tank with 4 to 5 species. Yes, absolutely, Mac. The only thing I would kind of, if they breed, I wouldn't. You can't really sell the fry. I mean, obviously you can do whatever you want, but it would be highly frowned upon, because they would more than likely be like crossbred, which a lot of people don't like when it comes to rainbows. So if you don't plan on breeding them, or you'll probably get some unexpected spawns if they're happy, just don't sell them, because you don't know what they are. All right, Cody, what's up, buddy? Says, so my mom has a community tank with mollies in it and some of those glowfish, and she got her first molly fry yesterday. She is super excited about it. It definitely looks like it. It definitely looks like a kid's tank. Well, I mean, nothing wrong with that, right? I can't knock it. As long as she's having fun in the hobby, that's all that matters. Curtis St. Martin with the $1.50 super chat. Thank you, buddy. I appreciate it. Losing 200 pounds in 2 months is called a divorce. Man, coming in with the zinger. Indoor fishing with Ewoks? What? Anyways, Cody says, hit the like button. Boy, a lot of people hustling the like button tonight. I like it. Jamie McDonald, director of the channel. Am I still the longest member? Oh, yeah. I don't think you could lose that unless you cancel. Or are you asking because you canceled? I don't know. You are definitely... oh, I lost 3 members. Sad. It's a sad day. You are... I mean, it's just like a thin minority. So if you canceled your membership for like 4 days and then restarted it, you would be the second longest member of the channel. But you are at 29 months, my friend, and there are 1, 2, 3... only 3 of you. Wow. Yep. Only 3 people have been a member for 29 months. So, yeah. Whew, never canceling. And that's what I like to see. Thanks. I appreciate it. I'm 260 and 6'1", but it's hard to lose weight for me because of my stomach ulcers. I am 6'1", 280. 280. He said longest member. Boy, we're really slumming it up on the stream right now. Moving along. My Panacory is doing the shimmy all day today. Looks healthy, ick. Back and forth, top and bottom. I guess I would just is it flashing, like going up on rocks and like flashing? That could definitely be probably not ick. Probably not ick, but it's definitely something. Definitely something. Ammonia can cause that. So I would definitely test your water and just make sure that everything's okay. What temperature is it all right to put rice fish outside for the summer? I know of people that have overwintered rice fish, so I have never done it. I've actually only kept rice fish once in my life for about 3 weeks, so I'm not an expert. But I know Corey kept his rice fish outside all year long. And, I mean, it freezes here, it snows here, so... I know there's a couple different types though, and some don't do well in the cold channel. But I'm not a rice fish expert by any means. So maybe someone in chat. Maybe someone in chat can help us out. I'm considering dropping a couple super annoying ones, but not Bob yet. Ooh, who are the annoying ones? Who are the annoying ones? Let's get some gossip going. Thank you. I'm just kidding. Gossip not allowed. No gossip. I'm kind of curious. Who's annoying? 7'11", 490 pounds. Andre the Giant, back from the dead. Welcome. Thanks for coming to my stream. Does Pygma rainbow need to be kept in a group? Also, how is its temperament? So, all rainbows need to be kept in a group. They are definitely a social. Most of them are schooling fish, if not all of them. You could argue that some are more shoaling than schooling, but who cares? The point is they need to be in groups, and they're super peaceful. Most all rainbows are super peaceful, but Pygmaeus rainbows definitely super duper friendly. All right, dude, this is awkward. You can't lay like that. Get down. Thank you, buddy. Oh, yeah, look at all the room I just got back. Whee! Hi, Bob, and everyone. Mississippi Hippie, hello. I'm 5'2", and I lost 150 pounds, but it took a year to do it. Well, good job. That's amazing. Don't you hate when you try to split Anubias rhizomes and get more of them? Wait, let me start over. Don't you hate it when you try to split Anubias rhizomes to get more of them and most die away? I've never really had that happen. Are you splitting them like too thin? I mean, they only need like 3 leaves per little rhizome. I don't know. I've never had that happen before. What's the best way to pre-filter a sump pump in an aquaponics setup to preserve fry? The sponge filter. Just put an intake sponge on it. Easy peasy. That's what I do. I stepped out for a minute. Why is everyone flexing their build? Well, 5'11", 270, negatively buoyant. I don't know. Because I said I was starting a cleanse to start my diet to lose weight. I brought it up. I wamboozled the stream and took us off topic, so it was my fault. I saw rainbow fish for the first time here in Okinawa, Japan. It made me think of you, Bob. Awesome. I'm glad. I want to go to Japan someday. Meat pie, aka lasagna, taste test for 60. I don't really like lasagna, to be honest. It's they put that weird cheese stuff in there sometimes. If there's not that weird cheese stuff, then I like it. Then it's pretty good. but like cream cheese or cottage cheese or some stupid cheese like is in like it's not all lasagnas. I think it just depends on who makes it. Son of Quack, I feel the weather changes like cold water changer affect my fish behavior. See how long that lasts, bomb. Yeah. Best wishes for the foot stuff, Cody. You know, Bob, I do know. Ricotta, it's gross. It's something. Like, sometimes I eat lasagna and it's really good, and sometimes it just makes me barf. I don't know. Ricotta is great. You're objectively wrong. Anyway, hey. If Trish finds out we're talking about something besides fish, she's gonna cancel her membership. So we gotta talk about fish. Can we put fish in lasagna? What does that count? I'm just kidding. I need to learn the language here a lot better so I can actually communicate with my LFS. Otherwise, Japan has been great. I heard the rumor is Japan is like the second hardest language to learn. I don't know if that's true, but that's what I heard. Behind English, of course, because English is stupid. I got 120 Synodontis fry for the first time. Success. Giant panda, that is amazing. I would love to breed Synodontis at some point in my fish keeping career. There is a video on YouTube of like a tank that just has a billion Synodontis in it. Petricola. And it like, I mean, it had to be at least 100. It was crazy. Hundreds of them. And just seeing them all swim together is like one of the coolest things I've ever seen when it comes to this hobby. It was awesome. So one day I really want to breed Synodontis petricola. I know how, I know the process. I just got to find the time and the fish, really. What about the show tunes? What's all this fish tank talk? Also have height and weight at over 60. It's harder to lose the ladder. The height? I think at 60 is when you start to shrink, right? 4'11", 120 pounds. I remember those days. I was there once. English, where there's more exceptions to the rules than there are words that follow it. I'm so glad that like I don't have to learn English as a second language. Oh man, I don't envy anyone who has to learn English as a second, third, fourth, or fifth, whatever language. I don't know. I got my petricola in 2 tanks. I don't know. It's just that video of them like they don't school, but they're just all over. It's like a I don't know. It's hard to explain. It's just really awesome. Really, really awesome. BM3 Aquatics says my son lives in Japan trying to finish his PhD program during the pandemic. Boy, what a tough time to be like away from home like the last year. I had a cake that involved ricotta once. Wasn't good, and I like ricotta. You put cheese in cake? That sounds terrible. Terrible. I'm out of shape so much I hurt myself whenever I flex. All right, let's stop flexing. All right. What else do we got? All right, I'm gonna scroll through here. I don't know about that. At least I have an alphabet. Mandarin doesn't have an alphabet at all. Yeah, I mean, Chinese or Japanese. I don't know. I've always just heard that Japanese is the second hardest behind English, but I've never tried to learn it, so what do I know? Loria 99. Sneakfoot Aquatics, can you speak on why some people are against centerpiece fish? I would like to understand their perspective. If you could define to me what your definition of centerpiece fish is, to me, a centerpiece fish is like just one fish, like one show fish. I don't do like centerpiece fish just because it's not my fish keeping style. Like I like large groups of small fish. So for me to have a centerpiece fish, like a Mabu puffer that I have, I guess that would be a centerpiece fish, but I don't know. I'm just more of a schooling fish person than like one fish type of person, I guess. Bob, I think you need to face it. You are a super picky eater. I disagree because I'll try anything. Like I'm not picky. I feel like picky eaters are eaters that won't even try anything. But I'll try anything. Like I know Jimmy brings some pretty weird stuff, and you know, I usually try it. And so yeah, I don't know that I'm picky, but maybe my definition of picky is eater. I mean, I can't help it if I don't like something. But I feel like the picky eaters, like my sister, for instance, I hope that none of my family is watching, but she won't even try anything. And to me, that's a picky eater. She'll just look at something and be like, oh, gross, and not even try it. Whereas I'll try most anything. If it smells like a skunk, though, then I'm not going to try it. Will Little Steen have tank mates? I mean, he has tank mates now, and it's not going to go away. I was considering doing a plywood tank, but with the cost of plywood, that is just not going to happen. So I'm thinking of having a custom tank made, and I missed a super chat. Holy smokes. Hillbilly Aquatics with a $5 super chat says, new fish room fund. Thank you, my friend. I appreciate it. I don't think I'll be working in the fish room this week, but hopefully get back at it next week. Anyways, what was I talking about? Now see, I forgot what I was talking about. Whatever. I'll just move on. Just keep it professional. Bob likes that White Knight pizza. I cannot believe that's the name of a pizza. Like, are you kidding me? Bob doesn't like food. Stop the press. Bob is post-picky eater. Maybe. But again, like I said, I think picky eaters are people that just won't even try anything. I like to think that my 24 green neons are the star of their nano tank. But I don't know, can a school of fish be considered a centerpiece fish? See, like, I'm still trying to find, like, an exact or even a rough definition of a centerpiece fish. Like, Mabu puffer, centerpiece fish. To me, that's a centerpiece fish, in my opinion. Anyways, show tunes. You were talking about show tunes. Show tunes. Oh, man, I saw the video recently you did with another person. I don't recall her name, but I love seeing her she shed with all sorts of plants and her fish. Don't even think about it. Oh, I saw that coming a mile away. So that is Danny. She's a friend of mine, and there are there's quite a few videos of her she shed on my video, so check them out. But yeah, that shed is super awesome. I've actually never seen a big one in person, so seeing it fly around all the plants for sale was weird, especially when it stopped at the wall and its tail tightened up like a weird sausage. What? Oh, I gotta try to figure out what you're talking about. K-Stu says, big ol' flower horn is by my front window. He can see me in the front yard if the blinds are open. So is a centerpiece fish a centerpiece fish if it's the only fish in the tank? I don't know. Like, to me, if it's the only fish in the tank, it's not a centerpiece fish. Multi-hijacker says, to me, centerpiece fish has always meant a cichlid, gourami, or oddball fish in a community tank. To me, it's like a fish that always hangs out in the center of the aquarium. I don't know. Maybe I'm taking it too literal. Dog, I miss my pup. Give the pup some pats for us. Pet. Hey, come here. put, put. You still got snot on your head, you goober. Gosh, goobers. Boop. 3 questions, 1 comment, none answered. Leaving stream, have other things to do. See you later, Dave. Don't let the door hit you where the good Lord split you. I don't think it's a centerpiece fish if it's the only fish in the tank. Yeah, me neither. Seafood Aquatics, don't blame the dogs. It's the chair that's too big. The chair's not big enough. That's the problem. He took a chance jumping up. Get it? Because his name is Chance. Do you get it? Do you get it? What else we got? Luby's Planet, 6 Harlequin Rasboras, 8 Corydoras. You're winning right there. And 1 honey gourami. The gourami is the centerpiece fish in that tank. See, now that makes sense to me. That makes sense. Honey gouramis are awesome. Centerpiece for me is the eye catcher in the tank. The brightest or largest or most active. Could be anything you want, in my opinion. So I guess my question is still is, can a giant school of fish be the centerpiece fish? A centerpiece fish is a single fish that looks drastically different than the other fish in the tank. Okay. Actually, not a Dojo Argentino, but he definitely almost resembles one. Ugh, don't ya? Don't ya? You're just a little too small to be a full Argentine Mastiff, aren't you? Just a little too small. Oh, flap, 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 flap. Flappy gums. Centerpiece fish, something that would be in the center of attention, like 20 rummy nose with 1 big angelfish. All right. So it sounds like a giant school of fish cannot be considered centerpiece fish, unfortunately. Centerpiece fish seems to mean different things to everyone. And that's fair, too. That's fair. Seafood Aquatics had my first tank jumper today. Cherry barb. Ouch. Have I ever had a cherry barb jumper? I don't think so. That's not very common. I wonder if he was getting chased by something. Son of a quack, do you think a heavily planted 10-gallon with small honey gourami, a school of some rasboras and pygmy cories is too much? I feel like the pygmy cories are a bit big. Well, pygmy cories are really small. I've had 200 pygmy cories in a 10-gallon tank. Granted, it was a resale tank, so, you know, it's not like it was permanent, but even with 200 of them, it didn't feel like overstocked. There was definitely a lot of them, but they had room to swim, and, you know, it required lots of water changes. I guess I wouldn't consider a single fish tank a centerpiece fish. There's no other fish to contrast to. Since there's no other fish to contrast. I thought a centerpiece fish was your prize fish in the tank. The fish that tank is dedicated to showcasing. So then my question would still be the same. If I had 200 rummy nose tetras and I built the tank for a giant school of rummy nose tetras, would that giant school be it would be the centerpiece of the tank for sure. But could you say centerpiece fish? I don't know. I feel like this is a pretty dumb topic to dedicate 20 minutes to, but I just did. So you guys sat through it. I feel sorry for you. I'm starting a planted 40-gallon. I'm thinking about some silver tip tetras and some cories. How many tetras can I run? I would like a largish-ish school. Silver tips, huh? They get pretty big. Like that 2-inch mark. You could probably do like 20 of them pretty easily in a 40-gallon. And cories are all going to hang out at the bottom, so you could do, a dozen of those as well. Might centerpiece fish status correlate with price? I don't think so, because price is it fluctuates depending on where you are. A large school, in my honest opinion, can be the centerpiece of a tank for sure. I agree. I agree. Emily says, as long as it's the only species, I think a school of fish can be the centerpiece. Well, I mean, what if I have 200 Rummy nose and like, I don't know, 15 Corydoras? I don't know. John Marison? John Marison. Oh, are you saying Marison? The Rummy nose Tetras could be the centerpiece species of the tank, yeah, but maybe add Corys to contrast. Seafood Aquatics, I am taking umbrage to this topic being called dumb. I have found it quite enjoyable. I said the topic was dumb. I didn't say you were dumb for listening to it. I didn't actually, to be fair, I didn't even say the topic was dumb. I said dedicating 20 minutes. Actually, I don't know what I'd be saying ever. Whatever, I just say stuff. Whatever comes out, comes out. I never pay attention. Mr. Bamboo Magoo at Snail Team 6, does he keep pushing his glasses onto the face with those wonderful fan hands? I have no idea what's going on. Brian with the $5 super chat says, thanks, awesome. Thank you, Brian. I appreciate it. Dave from Iowa just missed out on the Centerpiece Fish session. Bummer. A decorative piece or display placed in the middle of a dining or serving table, according to Google's definition, a bunch of little fish would not technically be the focal point of the table. Googling it. Oh my gosh. Oh, this is getting absurd. You got me there. In that case, I think it's in the center of the tank, so it's still the centerpiece is accurate. It's like art, all open to interpretation. Oh man, Chevy Fish, I hope you're doing well. I don't think the chair is working out as well as I thought it would. Merriam-Webster has a couple definitions. In my honest opinion, this one applies. One that is of central importance or interest in a larger whole. One. A fish, can we debate on if a school of fish can be considered one? One school of fish. It looks like we have a serious question here. Calm down, people. Leo with the $5 super chat says, getting fish tomorrow, making a 27-gallon tote as a QT tank, quarantine tank. How to make it fish safe. I don't want them jumping out. And can I use a heater? Yes, I use heaters in totes all the time. In the 27-gallon, that is actually the exact same one I use. I keep the water about 5 to 6 inches below the top. And it would be pretty rare for you to get a jumper out of that. The school acts as a single group. The school acts as a single group. That means it is centerpiece material. All right, let's just call Miriam. Get Mr. Webster on the phone. Let's figure it out. I tell you. According to that definition, yes, a school applies. Are 3 goldfish a school of fish? I'm thinking no. Not by my definition. I don't know what Merriam-Webster thinks, but speaking of centerpiece, I want to keep... anyways, calm down. Speaking of centerpiece, I want to keep a pair of Apistos and was considering Inca 50, but you said you had bad luck with them. Any other species of Apistos you recommend? Did I say I had bad luck? That is my absolute favorite Apisto. I think the only areas I didn't have good luck with was breeding them, but I didn't really try that hard. But with like the Cockatoides or the McMasteri or the Vahidi, whatever you want to call them, those were just like putting a male and a female in a tank and they bred. Inca 50, I probably, if I wanted to successfully breed them, I probably should have dropped the pH a little bit, but I don't know. I've never had bad luck with them in terms of them dying or being difficult to just keep in the aquarium. I've just had bad luck when it comes to breeding, but it was my fault, not the fish's fault. Laptop died. Oops, but I think a shoaling fish is more centerpiece than a schooling fish. But what about a school? Not one fish out of a school, but an entire school. I cannot believe we're still talking about that. A square can be a rectangle, but a rectangle cannot be a square. You were very passionate about that. Very passionate. Centerpiece fish is just a construct made by the big fish companies to get you to buy more fish, more tanks for less fish. It's FUBAR, man. FUBAR. They're always out to get you. Yeah, the man's always trying to get you down. As long as they are only one kind of fish, they are referred to singularly. Also, only when you have multiple kinds of fishes do you refer to them as plural. Just saying. I'm gonna need some citation on that, Zen Ginger, please. Can I get a citation? I think I've heard somewhere a pistol's lifespan is only 3 to 5 years. That is correct. Definitely 5 years. I don't know any that only live 3 years, but right around that 5-year mark. I have more rummy nose and panda cories die than any. I have more rummy nose and panda cories die more than any other fish. Snail Team 6. I'm right there with you, my friend. My pandas die all the time. Rummy nose are definitely, they can be finicky. They definitely can be. It's one of those fish that they're just overbred and probably inbred, and you can definitely get a bad batch of rummy nose. Like, it's pretty common. Sleep with the fishies. That's what Big Fish wants you to believe. Case 2 says, thanks, Bob. Well, you're welcome. Oh. The epistle question. Yeah. Draw a square in the center of glass. Wait for a fish to pass across the square. My centerpiece fish will be my male MC Mabuna when he's full grown. All others are not MC. What's MC? Why can I not? I don't know what MC is. I don't know. I'm drawing a blank. It's probably something super common too. Trish says, I kill Cardinal Tetras. That's exactly why I do not buy Cardinal Tetras. I can keep them alive for like 2 to 3 months, and then it never fails. They just start dropping off like 1 or 2 at a time. And it's the same thing with rummy nose tetras. They just drop off after a couple months. They just start dropping off one after the other. That's why, if you look at my channel and the 800 videos, you very rarely see cardinals or rummy nose. I used to have a school of 6 rummy nose in my 20 long till one jumped out. Now I don't know if I should get a single one to replace it. I mean, they're definitely jumpers, but it sounds like you could just keep replacing them. One dies, replace it. One jumps, replace it. One dies, replace it. I don't know. Cardinal Tetras were dead before you bought them. No worries. Oh, whew. That makes me feel better. When ordering fish online, what is your acclimation process? There's multiple factors that go into that. One, where they came from. For instance, if they come from, like, I buy my fish wholesale out of Florida, my acclimation is lots of salt and like a month. If I get them locally from a hobbyist, there is no acclimation. If they're in breather bags or bags with air, if they're in breather bags, I only temperature acclimate. If they're in bags of air, then I'll sometimes drip acclimate, but most always plop and drop. Have you ever seen Corydoras with large bubbles on its back? Huh, I have not. Any ideas what it is? I shared on Aquarium Co-op forum. It's crazy. Never heard of it. Mitch, I'll have to go check it out. I've never heard of that either. Hopefully someone over there can help them out. That forum is super active and pretty cool too. I had a platy and a swordtail drop fry, but now I have a little over 100 fry after growing them. Do you have any suggestions on how I should sell or at least get rid of most of them? Possibly if you have like a local fish club or any local Facebook groups or local fish stores, maybe approach them and see if any of them are interested. Yeah, I usually tell people, like, if you're going to breed fish, have something to do with the fry. Like have a plan for the fry before you breed fish. But if it's just something that happened on accident, then I would just you're just gonna have to ask around to everywhere local. Unless you want to ship, then you can put them on like Aquabid or eBay, whatever. Most of the time when you buy Cardinals, they are already full grown. A group of archers as a center display. One goldfish as a centerpiece. I don't know that I would keep archer fish with goldfish personally, but I guess in that scenario, the goldfish would be the centerpiece according to Merriam-Webster. Is it true Hans discus need a sterile environment? Is it true Haas discus? Is it true discus need a sterile environment? Maybe. I don't know what you're asking. Does anyone know any online retailers that ship to Canada? I usually buy from my LFS, but stock has been low over the last year. I don't know anyone who ships fish to Canada, and I know people that used to, like 2 years ago, but oh man, the post office and everything going across the border, I would highly advise not to get fish shipped over the border right now. Sounds like a nightmare to me. But no, I don't know anyone. You could try Aquabid. Aquabid is worldwide, so you might find some Canadian sellers on Aquabid that would, obviously ship to other Canadians. Maybe. Malta hijacker in my heart. I couldn't separate one by itself. But would you quarantine a single Rummy nose by its... Oh, okay. I see. Mitch Norton, got to check it out. I assume it's not like purling where it keeps going, just one bubble. If it was purling, you would have, I don't even know, you'd have all kinds of issues. Purling coming out of a fish. Oh, that'd be some bad gas. Hey, Bob, how long would you say, on average, it takes to grow rainbow fry to full adult size? Larger species like Bosemani's. Mine are only a couple inches, born in August last year. So rainbow fish definitely grow slow. I've got Bosemani's that are like 4 or 5 years old and not even full grown. They live over 10 years, and they really, I would say like maybe 4 or 5 years, because once they finish growing long wise, then they start growing height wise, and they get that big forehead, and it takes a long time. The only thing I can say when it comes to rainbows is be patient, enjoy the process. They live a very long time. So that's about all I got for you. How sore were you after moving the 800? Not very sore. I don't think I was sore at all. Any tips for washing low quality dragonstone, or probably like petrified clay? Heard it can increase TDS and kill shrimp, and I already ruined 2 toothbrushes. I've done dragonstone once, and I just sprayed it with a hose. That's all I did. Mitch says, I included a couple pics in the forum post. Boy, I wish I still had the ability to pull that up on the stream, but I won't have that ability until after I move again. But yeah, I think somebody linked the website. So if you're not a part of that forum, I would recommend it. It's a cool place to hang out and talk fish, and there's no like toxic behavior allowed, so you don't get like the fish police in there or any of that. I thought I saw a link for it. Maybe I didn't. Thoughts on wave maker in a rainbow tank? By wave maker, do you just mean a power head? If you're just talking about a power head, I would do it. Like in my 6-foot tanks, I have power heads. If you go on YouTube and watch videos of their natural environment, some are lakes, but a lot of them are rivers, like really fast flowing streams on some of them. There's the link. I knew I saw it somewhere. Thank you, Candy, and thank you to whoever linked it before if it was not Candy. But yeah, I would do power head, especially if you have plants. I mean, the rainbow fish will love the current, and it's super beneficial to plants. So I would definitely do a power head. I use Dragonstone in my Caridina shrimp tanks without affecting the water. Son of Quack, wild found, it kills all. It was me. Seafood Aquatics Bob, what is the most colorful, stable, non-aggressive of the threadfin rainbows? I think they would go really well with cherry shrimp and autos. So I've never kept an aggressive threadfin rainbow. Like, I've never seen one be aggressive. They're all colorful, and honestly, I don't think you're gonna go wrong with any threadfin. But I'd be curious, BJ, if you've ever come across one that was aggressive, because I've never seen it. I've kept a lot of them. It was the extraordinary Candy, both times. Candy is the best somebody. Bob, ever had a cat? Have a good night, everyone. Stay safe. I have owned a cat way back in the day. I had a black cat named Captain Blackie. It died when it ate rat poison, and I got a second black cat and named him Captain Black the Second. And yes, I was like 2. Now I want to look into some power heads. Do they clog up like filters do? They can if you're not doing tank maintenance, but generally no. Or, you know, if you clip a bunch of plants and don't take out the clippings and let them float, that could definitely, you know, jam up your power head. But generally no. The rainbow fish man, LRB Aquatics, doesn't use power heads for his rainbows. I think, I know when I was there, he had power heads in his larger tanks. But for like smaller tanks, it doesn't make much sense to have a power head. But like his 6-foot rainbow tank, when I was there, it had a power head. All his larger tanks just had power heads. On a scale of lumpy to knee slapping, how comfy is that chair? Well, the only issue I have with this chair is that it's leather, and I do not like leather. If it was like a suede or like any type of soft material, then it would be super comfy. If you had a tank full of mods, I think we all agree Candy Overhauls would be the centerpiece. Curtis St. Martin with a $1.50 super chat. Again, thank you. I appreciate it. Michael Norton, wow, kind of looks like a brown bubble. I used to get that from putting unwashed PF sand in tanks or some weird egg. I hope it stays alive. I'm currently growing a guppy grass in my power head. That sounds about right. Yeah, floating plants and power heads could definitely be an issue. So you're saying no power head in my 5.5 shrimp tank? I mean, if it's up to you, if you want. One of my favorite tanks was the 50-gallon Lowboy, and I had 4 800-gallon-per-hour power heads in that thing. Come here. Come here. Come here. No? Come over here. Come here. Come on. Come on. You gotta come up here. Are you gonna come up? He doesn't jump. He knows better. Oh, not gonna get you on the stream then. Candy is the center. Favorite fish for a 5-gallon? Not fish, shrimp. Shrimp is the only thing I would keep in a 5-gallon. Maybe Heterandria formosa. I might do something like that in a 5-gallon, which is a live bear fish. But generally, 5-gallon tanks, not a fan of, and I would only do shrimp. Okay, what else we got? 1 power head in each lowboy corner, making a whirlpool. I had all 4 of them on one end, going to the other side. And it's what I used when I had Plecos in it. It was my Pleco tank. Is strong flow from a hang-on back in a small 10-gallon tank good? I've always thought it would be too much for small fish. Well, without like seeing it, it's hard to answer that. But if your fish look like they're being flung around everywhere, like they're in a windstorm, then you need to tone it down a little for sure. Wait, why did you have 4 power heads on a 50 low boy? Just for fun. I mean, it was Plecos. There was Plecos and Whiptail catfish in it. And it was awesome. It was really cool. Son of a quack, there are 2 of them in the fish. Where didn't appear to bother him. Feeding times. Someone said gas disease, but my water is always added at the same temperature as my tank. Yeah, I mean, I don't know how you would like definitively figure it out without like some sort of like vet test or something, but hopefully it recovers. Sometimes I think about my fish tank for my wife's cat's entertainment. Sometimes I think I bought my fish tank for my wife's cat's entertainment. Those Plecos like some flow. Wait, did we stop debating? Well, I'm not even gonna read that one, Mitch. Not going there. We just kind of squeaked past that. Bob, I bet it in a 5-gallon tank. Mine has a blast in his. It's just personal preference for me. That's all. I'm not saying it's bad. I'm not saying like it can't be done. It's just personal preference for me. That's all. I'm like so anti small tanks. Like anything under 20 gallons, it's just I don't like, and it's just personal preference. It's nothing. It's that's it. I don't know how else I don't know what else to say. It's just personal preference. Ooh, could it be cyst? Well, I haven't seen it myself yet, but that is a good question. That's a good question. My cats couldn't care less about the aquarium. That's funny. Maybe it's a new type of Cory strain or a new Cory disease. Who knows? I have a 50 low boy. Highly recommend to anyone wanting a cool tank to play with in the freshwater hobby. I've got kind of bored of mine. I had mine as I had shrimp in it. I had multis in it, shell dwellers. I had plecos in it. Now I have it more as a paludarium with plants and wood and rocks coming out of it with gobies. And yeah, I'm probably gonna sell it. Sell it pretty soon here. Cory cats love flow. I wouldn't keep goldfish and archer together either. I was saying that multiple fish would be display and one fish would be peas. Just a I get it. I get what you're saying. Just an example. Lorelai says, I'm not experienced enough to know if that could be it, but it might be worth researching. Do you think pygmy cories would also like flow? Well, all relative to their size. Like a stir by Corydoras is going to like or tolerate more flow than like a Pygma is for sure. Well, it's about that time though. I will be right back. Be right back. See, you are way too big, buddy. I can't even see around you. Oh, look how big this dude is. He's so big. He is so big. All right, hold on. I can't see chat. Your big head is in the way. I'm on my third 1.5 liter of water, so I didn't think I was gonna be able to make it 2.5 hours, and I was right, or 2 hours. Dances by bobbling head back and forth. Bob, I forgot to mention my betta is tiny, full grown, but teeny tiny. I agree on bigger tanks. Give them room to swim. Hey Bob, what would you think of a hermit crab terrarium? I do not support the hermit crab hobby, and I would never recommend anyone to spend money on hermit crabs. They are probably one of the most abused animals in like the pet trade, so I'm very anti-hermit crab. All the other dogs are like super jealous right now. Maybe your Cory got burnt by the heater. Oh, Chevy fish, that is a great observation. Hey. Oh, okay. That's actually, I actually, you know what? Again, I haven't seen the picture yet, but that's a pretty strong possibility. Maybe hung out by the heater just a bit too long. Don't see him on the stream a lot. No, because he hates being up here. Look at him. Look at him. Ooh. Oh. Yes. Ooh. Come here. Come here. Come back here. Okay, there you go. Now I can see. Mitch, what do you think? Forgot those existed. Literally just saw Bob's video on those yesterday. Big dogs, best dogs. Okay, buddy. Okay. I'll let you down. Oof. And there they all go. The whole herd just left. Hit the like button for the big-headed cutie. Yep, we only need 15 more likes. 15 more likes. Heaters usually fail after a year. I don't know about that. I wouldn't put a year or a time frame on a heater. I have some Jaeger heaters that are like 10, 15 years old still going strong. So, I don't know. I also have eBay heaters that have been going for like 5 years. Just those cheap like $8 300 watt heaters for out in my tubs. Still going strong. What is the best tank mates for a flower horn? He's on the smaller side and is a 65-gallon tank. So I'm not a flower horn expert. Not really my forte, but in my experience, flower horns are usually kept by themselves because they are very aggressive. So, but again, I have never seen one, or I've never kept one. But yeah, every time I see them, they're always by themselves. Anytime I read about them, it's like, you know, they'll kill anything else that's in the tank. I have a controller on my heaters, consistent temp. Well, it was, who was it? Michael's Fish Room, I believe. I may be wrong. Had his heater and his heater temperature controller fail and cook all of his fish. So there's no guarantees. I mean, the stuff that's made for our hobby, most of it is junk. It's not made to last. It's made for you to use it and for it to break and for you to buy another one. My old Jaegers still work. Yep, heaters can go in an outdoor tubs. Yeah, I mean, they're just heaters. An outdoor tub is really no different than an aquarium, except it's a tub and not glass. Very personable fish. He loves food. Yeah, so a lot of like the bigger Central American fish are going to be very personable. And I mean, a lot of people are like, oh, my Oscar's a puppy dog, or my flower horn's a puppy dog, whichever one it is. That doesn't mean just because they're personable that they're not going to kill everything else in the tank. Yeah, Bottom Dwellers Aquatic says, good luck putting a flower horn with anything. And I see this a lot where people, they buy them small, you know, about 3 inches is usually the size I see them. And at that size, yeah, you can keep them with other fish. But eventually, it happens every single time. I've seen it with other fish YouTubers, other fish keepers. Eventually, that flower horn, something clicks and it kills everything. It destroys plants. It moves rocks, hardscape. Like, they just go crazy. I'm telling you. It'll happen eventually. Oh, I didn't know that, Bob. Any other land or amphibious crabs you'd recommend for a terrarium or paludarium? I mean, vampire crabs are pretty cool, but you know, they're brackish, so if you're keeping your plants out of the water in the, you know, in the land section of your paludarium, then you'd be doing okay. Disclaimer, Bob is not suggesting you use electrical equipment outside without proper GFCI installation as well. Disclaimer, everything I say is wrong. So if you listen to me and something negative happens, that's your own fault, because that's the disclaimer. Everything I say is wrong. There you go. My old green Evo Jaggers are still working 30 plus years later. Now we're getting into that territory where things were actually built to last. Definitely not anymore. Not anymore. My flower horn is a swimming puppy dog. Yep, that's right. Everyone says it. It's a puppy dog. Eventually, it turns into a murderer. There are tons of varied vampire crabs. My flower horn flipped a terracotta pot that's bigger than him today and then moved it across his tank. I'm not saying they're not fun fish. Like, if I ever got to a point where I had just a ton of tanks, believe me, I would do like a gigantic tank with one Haitiensis cichlid, and which is a big Central American cichlid, and I love that fish. I always have, but it would take a lot of fish tanks for me to dedicate. Like, I'd have to have a lot of fish tanks for me to dedicate one tank to one fish. But is it just me, or do dwarf cichlids really do nothing in store tanks? They just always have blank stares, and mine just reminded me. They're definitely stressed and not happy in store tanks, that's for sure. I've got about 45 adult bronze cories. All parameters are normal. 0, 0, 20. A few of my cories get a fungus on their fins, and it goes away in about a week with no damage. I stopped worrying. Any thoughts? Well, just because the water parameters are fine, if it's reoccurring, then you have something in there. Something is like either living dormant in your water, and as soon as your like Corydoras, their immune system gets a little stressed or something happens, it's usually stress, something stress related, which could be bad food, bad water parameters. I mean, if I realize you're 0, 0, 20, but if your pH drops, if your pH spikes, something that's going to cause stress is going to weaken their immune system, and that's when that stuff is going to pop up. Hey, good to see you again, buddy. Good to see you again, buddy. I thought flower horns were produced from the angry big cichlids. I still can't keep rainbow fish. They all die within 3 to 5 days. I don't know what to tell you. They're seriously like the easiest fish ever to keep. But I have those fish too. You know, there's fish that every time I buy them, they die. Another pepperoni. Pepperoni. Oh, that just made me want pizza for dinner. Dang it. Mandy Dilts, I hope. Sorry, my monitor's really far away, so the I's and the L's and the T's all kind of blend together, but I hope it's Dilts and I'm pronouncing it right. Mandy, welcome to the membership. We are, for the members that are here, or we will be having our members only stream on Saturday evening this week. So mark your calendars. I don't know what time, but evening Pacific Standard Time, like 5 or 6 or 11 p.m. I don't know. But you'll see the post, so look out for it. But it's that time of month again for the bi-weekly stream. I love that dog. He seems so sweet and cool. Yep. This dog, all this dog wants to do is sit on my lap. If he can't sit on my lap, then he'll sit on my feet. He just always wants to be around me. I love this dog. I love this dog. Yes, yes, yes. Thank you. Not on the lips, you prevert. Gosh, we had that happen last time. Thank you, Mandy. Yep. Hi, and welcome to membership. Whoop, whoop. Okay, what else we got going on here? We got, I do got to go a little long. I did start a little late, so we'll go a little long. How old is Chance? I'd have to look at his paperwork from when I adopted him. But he is either 6 or 7. He's the oldest of all my dogs. And I do expect him to live the longest as well. If, granted no emergencies or anything. Can't be there this weekend. I gotta build a stand with my dad. I've been there. I actually have a video of building a stand with my dad. That's totally worth it. That's totally worth it. What else we got? He is a lover. Yep. Oh boy. Shark tail is better because people don't usually rush out to buy a shark unless they need a vacuum cleaner. I want a puppy to cuddle again. Well, get one. Get one. From your local animal shelter. Get one. We had a last week or the week before, I don't remember, at my the shelter I volunteer at. We had a puppy Doberman, and if I had a place to live, I would totally have brought it home, and I'd be sitting on 4 dogs right now. I wouldn't be sitting on them. I would have 4 dogs. Do you still use those yellow copper thermometers for your tank water temperature, or found something better? I love those. I absolutely love them. And what he's talking about is the food temperature thermometers. I still have mine. I love it, and I don't think I'll ever go back. I built a canopy for my 75-gallon tank with my grandpa. It was so much fun. Yep. Well, woodworking in general is just really fun. Like, I'm terrible at it, but I still have fun every time I do it. I always do something wrong as well, but like I said, I'm not good at it. I just love doing it though. I'm considering making a pseudomugil community tank. What are some species that can be found in their local environment? What do you mean? Like, you're gonna go to Australia and collect them? Or what are some some other fish that are not rainbows, maybe? Let me read that again. I'm considering making a pseudomugil community tank. What are some species that can be found in their local environment? Okay, yep. So gobies is what you want. There's so many, there's just a ton of species of gobies in Papua New Guinea and Australia. It's very common to see gobies and rainbows in the wild. Correction, 4 dogs would be sitting on you. It would be a hot mess for sure with another dog, especially a puppy. A lot of us here have multiple tank syndrome, but Bob seems to have multiple dog syndrome as well. Yes. I mean, honestly, that's why I volunteer at the shelter, because I'm selfish and I just want to play with dogs, and that's all I do. That's all I do is just play with 50 dogs every week, huh? Do platies... Wait. Son of a quack. Do platies do well being transferred to small tanks? I tried moving one of mine from a 60 to a 10, and I immediately felt bad, and it was... Wait. Let me just start all over. Do platies do well being transferred to small tanks? I tried moving one of mine from a 60 to a 10, and I immediately felt bad, and it was burrowing its nose in the corner trying to get out. It probably wasn't trying to get out. It's just stressed. It should definitely stop after a while, though. Like, if it's there in a week and it's still burrowing into the substrate, generally means that either water parameter issues, it's stressed about something. But, yeah, obviously, I mean... What if you lived in like a 2,000 square foot house and then moved into like a 100 square foot house? I mean, you'd be pretty sad too. So yeah, not trying to make you feel bad, but yeah, it's probably not very happy. It'll calm down. It'll settle in. It just takes time. I love Adobe's bark. Adobe. So Apistos cories, pencilfish, make a great local aquarium biotope. Something similar, but with pseudomugils. The only thing that I can think of offhand is gobies and gudgeons. For instance, like the Herbert axelrodi. No, not that one. The turquoise. There's like the turquoise rainbow fish comes from this giant lake, and the only other fish in the lake are like gobies and gudgeons. So that's definitely what you want to shoot for. That's a great volunteer service, though. Dogs gotta play. Totally jealous, man. I miss my dogs. Family has been against getting another one for literally over a decade. I'm telling you, if people that don't keep dogs, there's just something wrong with them. I mean, how could you not want something that's gonna love you no matter what, right? It's kind of weird to think about. Like, this dog, like, trusts me 100%, loves me like crazy for no other reason other than I just adopted him. I don't know. It's weird. Just weird to think about. I don't know. Funny you mentioned woodworking. My senior project was me refurbishing a table I found in a dumpster. My senior project in woodshop, was it a senior project? Maybe not. I don't know. But the biggest thing I ever built in woodshop was my Iguana Enclosure. And I want to say it was like, it was definitely like 6 feet tall. I don't remember the exact dimensions. Maybe like 4 feet by 4 feet by 6 feet, something like that. I mean, it was huge. It took up like the entire bed of my dad's truck. I remember that. And it's actually still in his garage. Yeah, I don't remember the exact dimensions, but that was like one of the only things that everything else that I built in woodshop was like an assignment. That was the one thing I built that I actually wanted to build. What else we got going on here? That's very volunteer. Kitty, very contagious. Scroll up a little bit. Oh, we did pass 200 likes. All right, thank you. So you can have dog sled for. You need 4 so you can have a dog sled for camping supplies. Jamaica, we got a bobsled team. I don't know why that made me think of Cool Runnings, but sled maybe, dog sled, Cool Runnings. I don't know. Substrate for a 55-gallon. Have black diamond sand. Should I put something under it to help plants grow? You can, like I said, you can definitely grow plants in sand. It just takes longer for like runners and for roots to grow, but it can definitely be done. If you wanted to, you could like mix in some type of gravel. I forget what type of the gravel I get, but it's like 1/4-inch gravel, and I've mixed that in with sand. It's just gonna be personal preference. If you do it, it'll be a little bit easier, but I don't know. I know gouramis and mollies do, but guppies, endlers, platies, like eating hydra. Kind of have an outbreak. I've never had guppies or endlers eat hydra. I'm not saying that they don't. I've never seen it. I think I've gotten hydra maybe twice. And as soon as I get them, I throw rainbow fish in the tank and they take care of them. Can yellow labs and crebenses live in peace in a 75-gallon? Probably not, but maybe. Maybe. Definitely, they're from different areas. Technically, their water is different. One's more soft water, one's hard water. There's definitely a lot of things that are not going to be working in your favor if you were to try it. What is some good cheap food I can feed my freshwater tropical community tank to vary their diets? Outside of like Tetra color granules, there's not much anymore that's good and like cheap when you compare to like the color granules. And that's only when those big jugs go on sale for like 4 gallons. $4. Otherwise, a lot of the stuff is the same price, like Omega Flake, Extreme Flake. All of it tends to be right around the same price. Unless you go for like branded stuff, but in my experience, like branded food, meaning like you go to ABC Pet Shop and they have ABC Fish Food. The branded stuff generally, in my experience, is not very good. But there is lots of variety for sure. but it's generally pretty low quality in my experience. I think you're better off, instead of buying like 3 inexpensive foods, maybe buying 2 types of better quality food for the same price. Let's see. Would coolie loaches and dwarf crayfish get along? So I've kept dwarf crayfish once, and they got along with everything. They were super peaceful. That being said, I'm not allowed to keep them, so I had to get rid of them. So I don't have a ton of experience with them, but in my experience, they were peaceful. But you're talking coolie loaches are going to be taking up the same space, so you know they're all going to be on the substrate, and I could definitely imagine crayfish going after something that's worm-like, like a coolie loach. I'd be careful putting more than 2 cribs in the same tank because they will fight unless they pair off. Also, cribs are going to just spawn like guppies. It's honestly the worst. Just kidding. Just kidding. Just kidding. Had a dream I was kayaking and found an amazing piece of driftwood that equals 3 fish nerd points. You're definitely upping your NERM skill for sure. Mitch Norton says, I do that and add frozen foods. Yeah. If you want like a good variety, definitely throw some frozen food in there, maybe like once or twice a week. Have I ever used black diamond blasting sand? I have not, but I have used sand plenty of times, but not specifically black diamond blasting sand. Sounds because you envious of your fish nerd dream, so I get 5 points. I don't think you get points for being envious. You have to actually, yeah. I call foul. No points for envious. Mike's Aquatics and Things with the $5 super chat says, eating tater salad out of a container, frozen mouse. Wait, out of the container, frozen mouse sitting in bowl of hot water. Don't judge me. What? Eating tater salad out of the container, frozen mouse. You have a frozen mouse sitting in a bowl of hot water? What? I don't even know what you're talking about. But thanks for the $5 super chat. Bob, have you ever messed with aquaponics? Not specifically. Outside of like pothos growing out of my tank, which I don't know if you could consider that aquaponics or not, but otherwise no. It is something that I hope to try, though. I've always wanted to try it. I'm really getting excited this year to like grow my own vegetables and fruit, so I'll definitely be looking to use my fish water to do that. But an actual like full-on aquaponic system, I don't know. I plan on building raised beds around my ponds, and you know, doing water and like pumping the water from the ponds into those beds. Oh, that makes way more sense. Way more sense. You're thawing a mouse for a snake. Duh. Boy, it must be about time to cancel this stream. What? BJ did a card store? Wait a minute. Where did my membership go? My little icon is gone. BJ Palmer, I did notice the icon was gone, but I never like to point it out because I don't know if it's intentional or not. But thanks for rejoining. It happens a lot, so it's always in batches. So whenever it is they like charge the credit card for that month, I always lose like 5 or 6 members because of it, like expired cards. And I don't know if someone got demembered because of a card or because I said something offensive, so I just don't say anything when I notice someone's not a member anymore. But anyways, thanks for rejoining. I appreciate it. I'm glad it was nothing I said that caused you to lose the membership, because I do say a lot of stupid stuff. But I am who I am. Can't change it. Pastel Inchy Ball Python. That's a very good looking ball python. Candy Overhauls with the $5 super chat says, just because. The Centerpiece mod has given me a $5 super chat. Thank you, Candy. I appreciate it. Katie, what? I dreamed my tank broke and it scattered all over the floor. That's a nightmare. That's not a dream. That's a nightmare. Thanks, Candy. Good stream. Good night. I want to say Kathleen, but I'm pretty sure it's Kathleen. But if it is Kathleen, that would be amazing. I hope it is Kathleen. I'd have to get closer to my screen, but it looks like there's an A in there. I don't know. Have a good night. I don't know. Things are getting weird. Sometimes I dream that my fish can get out of their tanks and swim in the air. I'll tell them, get back in your tank. Maybe you guys are bigger fish nerds than me, because I can't remember the last time I dreamed about fish. It's been a long time. Wow, never mind. My card expired. I changed it with PayPal, but had to officially hit the button. Whew, thought he'd kick me out. I don't think that there is a way for me to actually manually remove people from memberships. Well, I have it pulled up here. Yeah, there is no way for me to de-members, so I can never kick you out. So if you want to troll me and you hate me, become a member, because I could never kick you out. I have no control, so become a member if you hate me. Spiked me, oh smitten one. You need a butterfly net. Part of the dream, the cats are chasing them around. But are the cats like flying around or floating around? I've canceled mine a couple times when you said dumb stuff, and then I eventually forgot why I was annoyed and signed up again. That's good. At least you forget. That means it's nothing serious, right? Oh man, I think I just snorted a little. You are stuck with us, Bob. Also at our mercy. That's funny. I've canceled. I had man, there was one that I really offended one time. Where they emailed me like 6 times. I don't remember what it was though. But whew, they were mad. They were angry. What's up, Bob? Hope things are going well for you recently. Chase, things are going great. All things considered, I cannot complain. Life is good. It'll get better too, which is awesome. Never mind. Oh, already got that one. How can I make my fish happy besides feeding them? How do you know they're not happy? Would be my question. No, when the tank breaks, the cat's chasing them. All right. Oh man. Night and stay safe, Kathleen. Any luck finding a new place? No, but I've got more time than I thought I did. But I've got my fish room. I'm building my studio. I am looking for small plots of land to buy. Since I don't need a fish room at my place, I would love to just buy a small little section of land and have my own little house that I'll build myself and be a happy hermit. I don't know. Hey, everybody, I know it's almost over, but I made it. Darren, thanks for showing up. I started late, so we're going to go a little late, which I hope that's all right with everyone. Can you become a member of your own... Oh, can I become a member of my own channel? As a matter of fact, I can. Watch this. Watch this, I tell you. I'll go here. Gonna play this video, maybe. Oh, no, it doesn't. Gonna go here. Gonna go here. And boom. Maybe. Maybe? Hot diggity darn. My membership section is so awesome. I'm a member of my own channel. There you go. Now let me head on over here and cancel this immediately. Oh, man. How do you... Can someone tell me? Wait. Where'd she go? Janelle, can you tell me how to cancel memberships? I don't know how to cancel, but I got to cancel right now. Manage memberships. Here we go. And cancel. All right. There we go. Moving on. Friday morning, my 50... Oh, shoot. I just lost that whole chat. Shoot. Housing prices are crazy here in Wenatchee, so won't suggest coming over the hill. Marie, they are way cheaper than anywhere remotely close to Seattle. I would love to find a place in Winthrop. I love Winthrop. It's one of my favorite towns ever. And if I could find a place there, that would be amazing. But Wenatchee's pretty cool too. But Winthrop, it's kind of like an old western town. It's pretty cool. I love that place. And live, dang, spell check. Thanks, Bob. Welcome. Yeah. Do you get an unwelcome message if you immediately cancel? Nope. It just said, "Are you sure? Are you double, triple, quadruple sure?" And yep. What did it say? It said something about sorry this didn't work out, blah 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 blah. I already took it off my screen though. Oops, phone went dead. Wowzer, Seafood Aquatics just canceled the membership to his own channel. Oh dang. That whole little skit cost me $3.60 plus tax, and also minus tax. I just got hit with sales tax. I got hit with YouTube tax, and I just got hit with income tax, all over a $5 joke. What a great world we live in. What a great world. Bob, have you ever had upside down catfish? No, I haven't. For some reason, they've just never appealed to me. You know, they're very common. I see them all the time, and it's like, I don't know. There's just something about looking at the fish and not knowing, like, is it floating? Is it dead? Is it upside down? I don't know. Could be any of them. I don't know. Gotta go get west. Oh, gotta go. I almost said you gotta go get wet soon. Gotta go get west soon. Gotta go out west soon. Holy smokes. We must be close to 2 hours. With this whole scenario, smack of insider membering. Uh-oh. Bob, have you ever had upside... Oh, I already read that one. Wow, I've never heard of half of these towns. Are you in Washington? If you're in Washington, I would highly recommend checking out Winthrop, like in the summer. In the summer. Or if you like snow, check it out in the winter. Turns out he can actually stop memberships. That's funny too. Davo says, before it's too late, hi, Candy Overhauls, the Centerpiece mod. What else we got going on here? Bob at Seafood Aquatics. Can flower horns live with Oscars? Maybe if I raise together from juvies, or is that just asking for a bloodbath? In my opinion, it's just an opinion, I think you're asking for a bloodbath. It'll work out for a while, but eventually one of them will turn on the other. I just believe that, and yeah, I could be wrong, but that's what I believe. In the summertime when the weather is fine. Can I put a ram cichlid in my 20-gallon community tank? I know the answer is probably no, but ram cichlids look so cool. Well, it depends. Like, I would do like one Bolivian ram, which is probably not the ram you're talking about. But like blue rams, gold rams, they like to be in groups, so I probably wouldn't keep them in something small permanently, like a 20-gallon. Could you do one? Yeah, I'm sure you could do one. I'm sure it would be just fine. Just know the rams generally like warmer temperatures, so like low 80s, mid 80s. Keep that in mind for whatever other fish you got in your tank. I really want to learn how to pronounce her name. I'm just gonna say Lorelai. Well, it's not Lorelai. This isn't Gilmore Girls. Yeah, 99 with the $5 super chat says joke refund. My joke was so bad I paid for it and got refunded for it. Sorry, Candy Overhauls. What? Good night, Trish. Oh, Trish, are you out of here? Sorry. Oh, say good night, Bob. Good night, Candy and Chevy. Good night, Trish. Thanks for sticking it out. And I hope we talked about mainly fish for most of the stream. What is my favorite bacteria starter? None of them. My favorite bacteria starter is taking an old sponge filter or filter media out of an old filter and squeezing it and getting all that nasty gunk in the new tank. As far as bacteria in a bottle, if I had to buy one, it would be Turbo Start from Fritz. But I'm not a big fan of bacteria in a bottle of any company. But I would say one of the better ones is definitely Turbo Start from Fritz. It actually has the correct type of bacteria, unlike a lot of the other brands. I mean, we have to support the jokes, even if they're bad, which most of them are. You still got it, right? Good candy overhauls. I'll keep it up then. My wife wasn't sure it would be appreciated, but I went for it anyways. Oh, what are we talking about? I feel like I missed something. Oh, Ron Foss apologizes to Candy. I feel like I missed something. Medcal says, is it too personal to ask what you do for a living? Not at all. This is what I do for a living. Right here, I sit on YouTube and act like an idiot for 2 hours. That's what I do for a living. Except it's not really an act. Let's be real. Sponge filter or hang on back, unholy orders. It depends. Honestly, as much as I hate hang on back filters, I do use them like a power head to create flow. I do like hang on back filters' ability to remove mechanical, the mechanical filtration aspect of it. I think it's way better at removing like larger pieces of debris in the tank, and I think it does it a lot faster as well than a sponge filter. So I honestly, I love using sponge filters with hang on back filters. I love using both. Kevin Rosenberg, heard antibiotics work, heard Corey's talk about them in a video. Boy, I'm just missing a lot of comments. BJ Palmer says, I had German blue rams in my community tank for years. They didn't live very long because back then I didn't know about their temp requirements. They were the centerpiece fish. Son of Quack says, why not both? Yes, I agree. I would do both if you can. I mean, water circulation is very important. Like I said, especially if you have live plants. Oh, buddy. Greetings, everyone. Better late than never. Rick Bunn, we are going to go about 5 more minutes. So yes, better late than never. You got 5 minutes to get your question in and hope that I'll answer it, or just comments, or just hang out for 5 minutes. And it was a tank full of mods, so you were in great company. I could actually, nope. Never mind. I was going to say something, but I won't. Save it for another time. Your membership and its perks will end on May 12th. It was a tank full of mods. All right. That is good, Ron. There are great mods. Great mods. Kevin Rosenberg says, how do I get rid of cyanobacteria? I'm going to tell you my favorite way is to just black out the tank. Cover it with towels or a sheet, blanket, whatever. Cover it up for like 3-4 days, or sometimes it takes like a week. If you have live plants, they'll remound. They'll be just fine for like a week, but cyanobacteria definitely dies off before anything else. So that's what I do. There's like red, blue algae fix stuff that you can buy online on Amazon and stuff like that. I like blacking out just because I don't have to put any of those chemicals in my tank. Just cover up the tank, keep it blacked out for a couple days until it's gone. Sandra Martin says, I'm getting Panagara in a week. I can't wait. I've almost been thinking about selling some of mine just to make the move easier, but we'll see. They're such a cool fish. I don't know if I could bring myself to sell any, but maybe. Let me be the first to say, W stream, like always. All the Fish Keeper streams are usually great and funny, but I find these just go off the rails like no other. W stream? What's let me be the first to say W stream. I don't know what that means, but I'll take it. You can put extra filter floss in there for a few weeks and use that sponge to put in a newly set up tank to help with cycling. Not leaving yet, but just needed to say thanks, Chevy Fish, Candy Overhaul, Zen Ginger, Curtis Schindler. You make my evening wonderful, great steam. Well, I don't know why you threw Curtis in there, but oh jeez, oh man, I'm just kidding. Just kidding. You're welcome and thank you, Ron. Ron is looking for some serious brownie points tonight, let me tell you. Unsure if me first. Okay, Vanna, I'm going to do this. Unsure if me first mentioning centerpieces started a good argument, but I love the stream. Thanks, Bob. If you were, in fact, in charge of that whole centerpiece debacle, you might get banned right now. Just saying. W equals win. Okay, wait. And obviously I'm kidding. It's a joke. Okay, I got to read that comment again. Where was it? I got to read the W comment again. Now I don't see it. Valerie Duck says, blacking out tank worked for me. It totally went away. No sign of blue-green algae for the last 3 weeks. Yeah, I'm telling you, it works. It's so easy. So easy. You don't feed your fish. They'll just chill out for a couple days. Yeah, it works great. Dang, why can't I find this comment again? Oh, here we go. Win stream. So W means win. Oh. Well, it's a compliment, I think. I'm pretty sure. So I'm going to take it and move on. Seafood O'Clock, say, Bob, what's your favorite blackbeard algae eating fish? I've never bought a fish to eat blackbeard algae, but I will tell you the consensus on the internet is Florida flagfish. I feel like they're a pretty underrated fish because they're only like a penny, but they're a pretty cool fish. And I feel like anytime this subject comes up, it's always like Florida flagfish, like 90% of the time, Florida flagfish. Pandagara sales must have skyrocketed after Bob's video. That video did surprisingly well for a species profile video. I was really surprised. What are we at here? Yeah, 6,500 views for a species profile video on my channel is pretty dang good. So that's how you know Pandagara are awesome. Where's my last species profile? Maybe I'll do one this week. How about an extra video this week? Okay? Let's end it on. Let's end the stream on. Where's your Steenfa hat? That's a good question. Out of all the hats that are in here, none of them are my Steenfa hat. Anyways. I'm gonna do it. Let's do a species profile. What fish should I do a species profile on for an extra video this week? Maybe I'll put it out like Wednesday or Thursday. Suggestions. Let's see. What can I do? Well, I guess I gotta look at what haven't I done. Oh my gosh, I got 5 years of these profile videos. I should just do one on neon tetras, like the most common fish ever. Electric blue Acara with discus and German blue rams. Will it work? I would say probably not. And I think your issue is going to be with the blue Acara and the German blue rams. I don't think they'll get along that great. Ooh, banjo catfish. Bolivian rams, gobies, bristlenose plecos. Everyone loves them. I think I've done bristlenose plecos. I'll have to check again. But I think I've done them, but I'm not sure. I've done a Gudgeon's one, although it was really bad, really bad. I've done Bosemani rainbows, Pseudomagilla fricatas. That's another one of those fish that I love to hate. Some fish that like high flow. I feel like that would be like a better top 5. Top 5 high flow fish. I don't know. Neon tetras out of spite. Well, I mean, it wouldn't be a terrible idea to do neon tetras, honestly. If they're the most common fish in the hobby, like they got to be by far the most popular sold fish. which means it's got to be like the most searched fish, you would think. I don't know. Cherry barbs would be. Oh, I do love cherry barbs. Will Bolivian ram eat my neon tetras and cherry barbs? I would say no. In my experience, the few times I've kept Bolivian rams, I've spawned Bolivian rams. I've never had them be aggressive towards other fish unless they're spawning, and even then, they'll just like push fish away from their spawn. They won't actively like be aggressive and go out and try to kill fish. It's like a Corydora will be like meandering around, just gets a little too close, and they just zip out and poke it and go back to their spawn. Neon green rasboras I've done, although the thumbnail was really, really bad. So I need to fix the thumbnail on that one. Ooh, lemon tetras. I do love lemon tetras. You hit a nerve there. I do love lemon tetras. Hill stream loach. I've done peacock gudgeons already, Kelly, and I feel like that was a pretty decent one of my profile videos. Any sort of underrated fish? I just did like an underrated fish video, didn't I? I did do one and it did really well, so I renamed it hoping that would help. So I did a like top underrated fish video that did terrible, and so I renamed it hoping that would get more attention, but I don't remember which one it was. I'm so good at YouTube. Green tiger barbs would actually be a decent one. All right, so I'm gonna take all these ideas, gobble them up, and see what comes out the other side. See which one I pick. Rice fish. Rice fish would be a good one because it would be a learning experience for me and hopefully for someone who watched it. Long John Silvers. Okay, now I'm gonna go before we start talking about food because I'm starving. I'm about to go make myself a New York strip and maybe steak and eggs tonight. I don't know. That sounds pretty good. So let's see. We got some people to thank, and thank you all for the suggestions. Like I said, I'll go back through all these and pick one. Panda Corys. Use SOB. Where are we at here? Where? Oh, great. It says I got no super chats and no members this stream, so I can't even thank everyone. So I'm just gonna have to do a blanket thank you for everyone who super chatted, and BJ for re-upping your membership, and I can't remember who became a member because I'm terrible. Oh, I became a member, so thank me. And man, that's really annoying. Anyways, thanks for becoming a new member. I hope to see you on the Saturday members only stream. And thanks mods for the links and the Centerpiece mod candy, always amazing. And the subscribers, the lurkers, the people that are not subscribed, the haters, I appreciate it. You all help me out, and hopefully see you all Saturday night. If not, definitely next Monday. And